Amplía tu vocabulario a través de noticias reales. Funcionarios de Estados Unidos revelan la capacidad del Pentágono para eliminar el sitio nuclear Fordow de Irán.
Pentagon confirms ability to eliminate Iran's Fordow nuclear site. June 19, 2025, Washington, D.C. In a rare public acknowledgement, senior U.S. defense officials have informed President Trump that the Pentagon has the capability to destroy Iran's fortified Fordow uranium enrichment complex if ordered to do so. The deeply buried facility, located near the holy city of Qom, lies some 80 to 90 meters beneath a mountainside and was built inside a former missile base. Long regarded as one of the most secure nuclear sites in the world, Fordow has withstood years of debate over whether conventional weapons could ever inflict decisive damage. According to military planners, the key to neutralizing Fordow is the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP, a 30,000-pound bunker-buster bomb designed to penetrate dozens of meters of concrete and rock before detonating. During tests overseen by the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, the weapon demonstrated its ability to break through reinforced underground chambers. Still, officials cautioned that a successful strike would require more than a single bomb drop. Follow-on attacks on support facilities, entrances, and ventilation shafts would be needed to prevent Iran from quickly repairing or resuming enrichment operations. Despite this technical confidence, the White House has not yet granted final approval for an airstrike. In private briefings, the president has pressed his national security team on the precise odds of success and sought assurances that civilians would not be harmed. He has reportedly insisted that no nuclear weapons be considered, ruling out any plan that relies on radiation to accomplish the mission. The question of civilian risk has loomed large. Engineers note that collapsing underground tunnels could send shockwaves into nearby villages and disrupt water tables, even as they praise the MOP's accuracy. Behind the scenes, the Pentagon's planners have also drawn up contingency scenarios for limited ground operations. Special operations forces could move into the caverns to destroy critical centrifuges, seal off tunnels, and gather intelligence on Iran's remaining stockpiles. Those plans would hinge on the element of surprise and require air cover to suppress Iranian air defenses. While defense officials stress that such a mission carries its own hazards, they insist it would serve as a valuable backstop if air campaigns fail to achieve complete destruction. The prospect of an attack on Fordow has rattled regional capitals. Israel, which regards Iran's clandestine enrichment work as an existential threat, has long maintained its own strike options, but lacks a weapon with the MOP's penetration capacity. Israeli leaders have quietly signaled their willingness to cooperate with U.S. forces, sharing tunnel maps and surveillance data to improve target accuracy. Meanwhile, Gulf Arab states have ordered their militaries to heighten readiness, fearing that any U.S. strike will trigger reprisals against American bases and ships across the Persian Gulf. Tehran's response has been equally defiant. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei condemned the Pentagon's announcement as an act of aggression, vowing that Iran would retaliate swiftly against any attack. Military spokesmen have threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz and target U.S. assets in Iraq, drawing alarm from American commanders who have warned Allied forces to disperse ships and aircraft. Iranian state media has run daily segments showcasing Fordow's underground labyrinth, seeking to bolster public support and underline the plant's symbolic as well as strategic value. In Europe, governments from London to Paris have urged restraint and called for renewed talks under the 2015 nuclear deal framework. European diplomats fear that a military strike on Fordow could unravel what remains of multilateral non-proliferation efforts. At the United Nations, the Security Council is slated to debate a resolution aimed at reviving diplomacy, though Russia and China have already vowed to block any measure perceived as endorsing force. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has warned that the risk of open conflict in the Middle East is too grave to ignore. Analysts are divided over Washington's calculus. Supporters argue that a decisive breach of Fordow would set Iran's uranium enrichment back by years, buying time for renewed negotiations from a position of strength. Critics, however, caution that the fallout could be severe: potential civilian casualties, the specter of wider war, and the hardening of Iranian public opinion against any future compromise. Even a precise conventional strike sends a powerful message, and not always the one you intend, notes a senior fellow at a prominent Washington think tank. For now, U.S. Central Command has placed additional bunker buster bombs aboard B-2 stealth bombers stationed at Allied bases in the region, and special operations units have been readied for rapid deployment. War games simulating the strike and the aftermath continue in secure military facilities. The ultimate decision, however, remains with the president, who must weigh the strategic benefits of crippling Fordow against the unpredictable consequences of direct military action. As diplomats intensify shuttle missions between Tehran and Western capitals, the world watches to see whether force or diplomacy will prevail. Should the president give the go-ahead, the U.S. will embark on one of the most consequential military operations of recent decades. If not, Iran's underground fortress will remain intact, but the pressure for a political solution will only grow more urgent, and the window for averting a wider conflagration narrower than ever before.